beetles and butterflies. I hope that you are flapping your wings all around the world. Yes, baby. Look at my guest. He already like styling and profiling. I see him over there. But anyway, this is your girl Cheron K. Griffin, aka Madam Butterfly, your marriage code cracker. Yes, baby. I have cracked the code to marriage. You are on 5 Times Wifed podcast, and I have my friend Duke here. Okay, so Duke, tell people about yourself, what you do, and who you are, all that great stuff.
Yeah, so a little bit about me. Born and raised Youngstown, Ohio. Um, as I got a little older, I ventured out towards Los Angeles, California, where I lived for about 26 years, and now circle back around. Fast forward here in H Town, the good city and state of Texas, Houston, Texas.
Woohoo!
I spent my career as a professional singer, songwriter, and producer, and now an entrepreneur down here in H-Town. I run a music studio, Trackbox Studio here in Houston. I also do some vocal coaching. Let's see. I did take another corridor where I was a state officer for the military police for Ellington Field Air Force Base. When I first got down here, I want to say about 9 years ago or so, and I was also contracted with the Navy when I was living out in Los Angeles, so Port Hueneme, Point Mugu, Naval Base of Ventura County. So and then I went on to the USCIS immigration work for.
All right, dude. Okay, you giving a whole goddamn resume.
Yeah. So yeah. Fast forward, I'm here. So yeah. Feeling good and.
Look, I'm like, dude.
Yeah. I was.
Get to the point.
How long is the scroll? How long is the scroll here? You know.
I'm like, dude, but, really?
Yeah.
You're like, I've been in the Navy 20 years ago.
Let me wrap up the part where I say, okay. So then later I met this wonderful woman by the name of Cheron, and now I'm here. There.
I know. Thank you. So let me tell y'all something about Duke, right? So first of all, his studio is phenomenal. So if you ever want to produce a song, do voiceovers, anything like that, baby, you got A+, star plus, 10 stars, whatever studio. He's super amazing. And thank you for the excellence.
Thank you.
We did it on one run.
We did.
You know, but
it was amazing. Yeah.
It was. But before we did the run, we were talking, and we kind of got into it.
Yeah. well, it was passion, you know. Two people with passionate worldviews. So.
Yeah, it definitely was passion. And I felt myself getting angry, and I was like, let me take my black ass and get in that studio and that box and record.
And I was like, let me tone it down before I lose my client here. Well, we turned out to be perfect brother and sister though. So the dynamic is wonderful.
And you know what I love about you, to be honest, like you stuck to your guns. You know, like it was very what's the word that we used? We kind of controversy.
Okay.
It was very controversial.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that. I love the fact that you stood your ground, right? And of course, I stood my ground as well, but we agreed to disagree.
Right.
So normally I don't spin the block, as the young people call it.
Well,
let's spin that block.
That's right. Well, we can get into it. You know, today is going to be. You know, I didn't really get into asking you what the topics we'll talk about. You said everything's going to be
it's a
sporadic
conversation.
and
Yeah,
conversation.
Just a conversation.
So this makes it a lot more organic for the audience. So.
Yeah. So we're spinning the block. The topic that we were sharing about was the passport bros.
Okay.
Remember?
Yes.
And your position on them, my position on them. I forget what my position is, but I can tell you what my position is now.
Okay.
Is that it's a bunch of men who are, and I don't want to call them losers, but maybe men that desire something different than what U.S. women or women in the U.S. are giving them. But one thing that I heard that in Thailand, they were leaving the young ladies impregnated and also with diseases.
Okay.
So, does your position still stand on that?
Well, yeah. So let's get into this.
Okay.
So this is what new societal norms actually show us.
Yes.
So the passport bros is a phenomenon that just started to get more amplified. And it's not that it wasn't already there. It's literally a practice that kind of happened here in the West. You got westernized men always kind of craved something different or the exotic, if you will.
Don't
But
look exotic today.
you absolutely look stunningly fantastic.
Thank you.
But
You
in-
didn't like the bald head. Go ahead.
No, I mean, I
You
just
said
like-
you didn't like it.
well, I like what I see now. It's wonderful.
Go
I
ahead.
think it's doing the right thing right now.
Oh, thank you. But go ahead. I'm
Yes,
sorry.
Yes. So in this case, the phenomenon with the passport bros, I think it's a byproduct of a snowballing effect of behavior that started to evolve here in the West. And what I mean by a snowballing effect or behavior, I think over time, society has been shaped differently, especially when it comes to our women.
Okay.
Now, on one hand, you have women who are led to be more in a leadership role, if you will, or they may take on a more role in as independent. So independent from whom? So it's going to be like independent from men in a sense in this case. And what it's done was it caused a disruption in the relationship dynamic here, where the standards started to become a little bit more high.
But we had to become independent, especially as black women, and I talked about this last week on the podcast, systemically, women who needed assistance could not keep the man in the house. You know, like he could not be in the house for her to get assistance. So
Right.
then she becomes independent.
This is done by a systematic government,
Yes,
if you will.
yes.
Yeah, this is correct. I think that in this case, it was a strategic move. To be frank about it, I think it was designed to destroy or separate the black family to some degree, and also another component is to hyper masculate the black women while simultaneously hyper feminizing the black men. And you see this a lot on like the new movies or movies in general or TV shows where they're starting to show a lot more in your face, you know, with the black men getting a little bit more timid and
With
soft
docile.
and dressing, you know, flamboyant. But you know,
Yeah.
the whole thing with the women, our black women, our beautiful sisters, and they got that snap your neck and
But that literally comes from Africa, though, because
I don't know.
I'm
about that.
telling you, because
What, the attitude?
Yeah, when I go to Nigeria, those women are loud, and I love my Nigerian sisters, okay, but they're loud, and they're like, and I'm like, whoa, I get anxiety.
But you know what? I think that if we're witnessing that, like let's go with that and say that there's some truth to that.
Mm-hmm.
The men overcompensate and they balance that out with more masculinity. Whereas here in the West, we're told that we're toxic masculinity, so we kind of like tone that down. I don't, because I'm old school. You know, I was born in the early '70s, and I follow that cloth. I'm cut from that cloth, so I get to witness all of the shape-shifting changes that happen to our society, and I'm able to reject a lot of stuff, you know.
Yeah. Back to those passport bros.
Yes.
I actually married one.
Okay. Now, before you get into that,
Okay.
I gotta say this. I must say, because I actually met the gentleman, and I think I made a comment that when I first saw them together, it was like I witnessed a couple literally, like I didn't see their legs moving. It was like they were floating on a cloud. I mentioned this to you. Matter of fact, I think I sent you the text, and I still have it. I'll refresh your memory. I'll show you that
Wow.
text, that conversation that you and I had when I said what I witnessed when I saw it,
Okay.
or when I first met him. But like you said, back to the passport bros. This phenomenon started to evolve slowly but surely, because we're talking about the type of men who are invisible
Okay.
to a lot of the women here in the West, because of the standards started to increase.
Yes.
And the reason, and it's not a, it's, I mean, it's like the inevitable thing. It started to increase because women are more educated.
I was getting ready to say that.
Here in the West, as women become more educated, their bank starts to get fatter. So what happens is, if men can't compete on that and on that same level playing field by bringing in more money, because here's what it looks like. The relationship dynamic is like this: if she's making this, then he has to be making this,
Or
at
above,
least, or above. Yes. So women tend to date up, or if not straight across, or like a slant, or straight up. Men
date down.
We date
down.
down.
Oh yeah, they can date the waitress.
That's in nature, though. You understand why? You understand why that is?
Because he's the man. He's the provider. He's the protector. So for him to be able to date down, to me, that's natural.
He can be a protector dating up too.
Yeah, actually, and he should be.
I'll tell you what I think it is.
Okay, tell me.
I think from a biological
I'm
standpoint.
hot. Is it hot in here, or is it my
It might just be. It might be you. I'm feeling okay.
Wait a minute. What's that thing called? Menopause.
Okay.
I'm about to take this wig off.
I hope not.
I'm like, who is hot in
right
here?
She's getting comedy. She's getting a little bit comedy now.
No, go.
Yeah, but
I'm sorry.
I lost my train of thought.
I'm sorry. Your nails look nice, though. I have to tell you that. Like, I love a well-groomed man, and you're sharp today.
I appreciate that.
You know, and I was looking at I was like, okay, Duke, your wife got you good.
Yes.
Did she trim them for you?
No, actually, I just chop them off. Either like when I'm messing around with some instruments, or if I'm, still playing a little basketball on the court.
Okay.
So got to keep them a little low. Got to keep them trimmed, but it's just a basic clip.
Yeah,
just clip them off and go.
I hate a man with dirty nails.
Yeah, I think it's kind of well. It's okay for a man to be grimy, but there's a time and place for that. When you're doing work around the house, or when you're working, on cars or whatever.
Yeah.
But at some point, I do believe that it's as a grooming standard. It speaks to your character.
I do, but so you were actually saying, or the topic that you forgot was why men date, or you got it now?
Yes.
Okay.
So there's a biological reason for this, and it's some people might call it insecurity, but from a biological standpoint, men we desire a leverage, if you will, and the reason for that is, in other words, if the man is here, it's hard to date here if this is the woman, so he tends to date here because
it's easier.
Well, it's not just so much that it's easier. It's like I said, from a biological standpoint, it's a leverage thing.
Okay.
And that leverage thing spills over into trust. So a man want to feel like he can trust that woman. So in this case, if he's here, it's almost like he's competing with her, and then there could be a sense of insecurity. Not in general with all men, but typically you would see this happen. It's all about leverage. Men, when you date, if you try to date up, then you lose leverage.
You actually do.
And then the woman is telling, literally, she's pretty much wearing pants.
Let me tell
and
you,
leading the relationship.
She will
right
say,
to the end.
She will say jump, and you better say how high.
Right.
Like with the fact that men are now starting to be Mr. Moms.
Yes.
A lot of women, after a while, it will become a problem.
Absolutely correct. Because again, from a biological standpoint, women aren't designed to take care, to lead the household financially. Because if she's doing that, then it turns into, then I got to be doing this security too. So yeah, she'll be turned off by that.
It might be cute in the beginning, but in the back of her mind, and ladies listen, in the back of the mind, she's like, I could do this on my own.
Okay.
And
that's facts, yeah.
And then she's like...
Oh, she is doing it on her own.
And she will say stuff like this eventually. I don't need you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's been, and that's easily said here in the West, by the way.
Yeah.
And in fact, I would even argue that it's been promoted, and I think that's a sad part about it is they've been promoting a little bit more. They kind of like egg this on and try to glorify this, that women being single and being that boss chick, you go girl, get yours. But I think I think that's a sleight of hand, a sneaky design to destroy women's nature, because I think that the sole purpose of men and women is to be together.
Yes.
I don't think no woman should be by herself. There's no reason why a woman should be looking beautiful but single
But
in
you
her
know
30s.
what? Let me tell you, a lot of bossed up, beautiful women have very, very masculine energy.
Mm-hmm.
Like for me to even pick it up, a man's man is not going to deal with that. Now, somebody that's
Right.
going to use you, they'll deal with
yeah.
it for a little bit.
Yeah, they call that recreational.
Yeah, I like that.
Just recreational
Yeah.
relations, yeah.
But he's not going to marry you.
The sad thing is the illusion that they've grown to become that way. The man that they actually desire, they're going to be hurting, because the men that they desire are the ones that's going to not take them serious because of that. So then they're going to say, well, why would I deal with this when she has all these years of trauma and out of various relationships being done by various men? I can just go get a simple chick. Now, this one talk about the dating down.
Okay.
This is how that works. And if you're a successful man, you're definitely not going to have the patience to tolerate, a woman that has that. I've been there. I got 30 degrees and stuff, and not that that's
30 degrees is single.
Yeah, and not that that's bad. See, I think I'd like to see. Okay, if we're talking about women, I'd like to see women get back to being able to balance that out, to save some of that softness for the man that they desire. But even that's kind of hard, because the men that they desire, they're going to pick up on that, and they're going to always go for the innocence or the. Literally, I heard successful men say, "Oh, I want my woman straight dumb. I don't want her to. Yeah, I don't want her." And it's not. And I said, "Why?"
That's crazy.
It's crazy, but it said it's not because they want to control it. It's because of the innocence. It's like he can mold her to or shape her to his friend.
To what he wants her to be, but why not?
But is that fair or not?
To me, it's not fair. I mean, it's fair to him to want what he wants.
What if he actually loves her unconditionally because of this? Because he's able to mold her into that frame.
I mean, if she's willing to do that, because men do that. Men, no offense, men, but men go to other countries, get women like that. Mm-hmm. Mold her to what he wants, bring her back, but then she gets around other women.
so that's an interesting point there.
Okay.
So men in general, I mean, men and women are promiscuous.
Can I say something real quick?
Go ahead.
To me, that's a weak man.
Which one?
The one that wants to go get a woman, mold her to what he wants her to be, and then like, yeah, that's it. That's why older men date young women. Like men in their 40s, 50s, 60s, date 20-something-year-olds.
Why do you think that is?
Because they can train some of them. These new ones, you can't train, honey. Right. She gonna take all your money.
Well,
she gonna train.
I have a contrasting point of view on that.
Okay,
so
okay.
I kind of disagree to that. I think that men have a natural proclivity to procreate.
Okay.
And men genuinely do want family. They do want a wife.
Right.
Now, yes, there are some men that's just out there playing games, but I'm talking about the men who crave and desire family. And there's a lot more of them than they are not. So when we have the guys when we're talking about the passport bros, again, to circle back around, we're talking about the men who are going overseas or abroad to find a woman. These are the men that are invisible here.
They're invisible because a lot of them, and I got slack for this on my live or on TikTok last week. Mm-hmm. First of all, they're out of shape.
Yeah.
Okay.
Obesity is a real thing.
Yeah, they're brokey. Okay, they have no money. They're controlling, they're toxic, they have not healed. You know what I'm saying? And they got, so when you can go, when you can go to another country,
I just caught that. Yes.
and pay for twat, right? You can get the baddest woman, the baddest bitch out there, and I've seen it in Sasua. And you like, why the man walking like that? He like 500 pounds walking like this, and she long flow here. I be like, God damn, he paying some good money.
See, but the thing is this.
Duke, you were supposed to laugh. It was funny.
Well, here's the thing though, because you said something that was a little, a little profound that caught my attention. They don't have to go overseas to pay for anything. They can pay
right.
for
They
it
can
right
go
here.
downtown, but it ain't gonna be like that.
But here's the thing. If we had to actually do a study on how many men are actually going overseas to actually just pay versus the amount of men that are actually going over there for a genuine relationship.
How the hell are you going over there for a relationship? First of all, you don't even live there. So a long distance relationship. And let me tell you. A lot of times, men, when you go over there, you gotta take care of the families too. Like, they don't get that memo. Like, you gonna be sending money to the mama.
Mm-hmm. Now, let me tell you something very interesting.
Yeah.
When you mentioned they go over there, they have to pay for the family.
They pay for everything.
A man here in the West can literally go over there. Let's use the Philippines for example. You can go to the Philippines and pay for the woman that you're interested in, all her dinners for the rest of the year,
True.
and her family members. And if you tally that up throughout the year annually, you will still come out cheaper doing that than entertaining a woman here in the West because her standards. And I'm not saying all women. It's just that a vast dynamic. The majority, I would say the majority. It's a cultural thing here of expectation within, especially with the younger women now. They desire. They feel like this is what's expected from the man is to do that, and now the men have to keep up with each other too.
Well, to me, any woman dating a man should also add value to him, not just coochie. Right. Add value. So if he has a business and he gives you, let's say, 10,000, in my opinion, her job is to flip it and make it 20,000. You know what I'm saying? So we're upgrading each other. It's not one way, ladies. It's not one way. Just like he's financing you or upgrading you, to me, her position should be, I want to take care of him. I want to upgrade him as well. I want to make him look better or whatever it is.
Right.
Fix his teeth.
I would agree with that.
No. We're going to go get him some implants.
Right.
No.
And if she's taking care, if she's holding it
down.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
But, I'm going to segue into something. I do have a question.
Yes.
About finance as it relates to what a man brings to the table versus what a woman brings to the table. Okay. My question is this. Do you think that men genuinely care about how much money a woman makes?
No.
Okay.
Not at all. A man, to me, no. Because, as my mother used to say, or does say, his money is our money. My money is my money.
And that's a fact. And I agree with you on that. Yeah. And I stand by that. Yeah. That's.
You're going to be called a simp, right?
Why?
For saying that.
No, absolutely not.
That's what men see in this part will say.
It's actually the opposite of that. So a man who points out the fact that he don't care about his woman's money or a woman's money is a man that's looking to be a provider regardless of what she has.
Yes.
So this is just simply being a man. We are protectors and providers, and it's funny because a woman could be making more than her man, and he's still going to go and make what he make and just lay his wallet at the table and have her do whatever she does with it. So for me, I think that it's incumbent upon us as men is to continue to be in that frame of ours and be a provider and protector, and in a leadership role. And I guess what I was getting at is when I said men, when I asked this question rather,
Okay.
do men care about what a woman makes? No, absolutely not, because he's not looking for her to provide for him
That's right.
or give
That's
him
right.
things. Because again, that's what would be the simpy thing, is to care about what she's making. Because what can you do for me
But
financially?
that's what a lot of men are saying. What can you do for me? They want to do 50-50 these days.
That's a problem. Okay, so there's this
Why is it a problem?
50-50.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with
Because
you,
it
but
doesn't
why
work.
is it a problem from a man's perspective?
Because it actually doesn't work in the long term. You know, when you forecast this or when you try to map this onto reality, there's the thing that you said earlier. A woman will get tired of doing 50-50 and start looking at her man like, well, are you able to really carry this?
Yes.
You know, so it just becomes a turnoff, you know. And over time, she'll look at that man who is more successful and say, you know. So it will be, again, incumbent upon us as men to step into our role where we need to be so we can be respected.
And you know, 50-50 is a roommate.
50-50 is, I think, is garbage.
I mean, literally.
Do you know, I'm going to say one thing that I don't like.
Okay.
I absolutely despise hearing a woman say, my partner.
Okay.
I don't
I
know.
say my husband.
Yeah. I think it's a slight disrespect, and I know there's a lot of women who would disagree out there. You know, shout out to you, but you're wrong. And if you want your relationship to last, or if you want to keep the man that you desire, stop referring to him as your partner. You know, it's a token, or it's more of like a appreciation thing, or like a level to it. And man, just like how a woman like to hear a man say, I love you, and to express yourself with these things. This is kind of like the man's way of like, you know, don't disrespect your man by saying, oh, this is a partner, because you minimize the actual meaning of what he is to you.
Oh, wow. So for a woman who's in a relationship, what should she call that man? Her boyfriend? Because we too old for that.
Her man.
Her man.
Is my man.
Okay.
This is my man. This is my man. This is my husband. Because a lot of this is coming from the feminist ideology.
Okay.
And this is the language that they use.
Gotcha.
Because they want to be equal. Which is another thing we could segue into. I absolutely reject the premise of the idea that men and women are equal.
Okay.
We're not.
I see you looked at me.
No, we're not. And I can go into why too.
I really don't look at it that way, to be honest. I think for me, more than equality is this whole submission thing.
What's
You
wrong
know
with
what I'm saying?
submission?
So I'm just going to speak from my relationship. I don't care what other people do in their relationship. So me and my husband, we don't believe in the word submission, because technically it means you're lower than me. I mean, just based on the definition, not the biblical, whatever. We feel like we're equal, and going to you, we're equal, but then he leads where he's great at, and I lead where I'm great at, and we walk together in unity. That's just what we believe, and it works for us.
Well, let me ask you a question.
Go ahead, please.
When you're laying up in the bed at night, and it's 2-3 a.m. in the morning, and you happen to hear a door open.
Okay.
And you hear footsteps.
So, I have an example.
Who's going to get the door?
I have an example, okay? So, my husband thought that someone was breaking into his car. We both got our guns. He went to one door and I went to the front door.
Okay.
So, for your scenario, it doesn't work for us because we both did our thing. Because my position was this. Oh, you're not going out there alone. I got you. And I don't know if that's my masculine energy, because one of my employees, who's a man, he's 10 years younger than me, he said, you're very masculine. And I am in business, but when I come home or when I'm home, I'm very feminine.
Okay. So you feel like you could turn it on and off?
I do. I have to.
Okay, you may be the exception, but the exception doesn't make the rule. Generally, This is just the natural nature. Um, Women are damsels, you know,
in distress.
and
Come
and
save me.
and the man. See, we are ogreish in mind. Ogre.
Okay.
Like
What is ogreish or ogre? Like the ogre?
Yes, like an actual creature. You know, we
Okay, I know what you
or not necessarily like in a barbaric way, but more like a just hands-on. We have to be there. We beat your chest tight. So if we hear something, we you know we the logical mind kicks in, and we're looking to protect the women and the children. Why? Because it's natural.
the nature.
It's natural because
Yeah.
we understand this is why we're not different. Our even me at a 5'8" man, if you take a woman who's like 6'3", her nature, her mindset, her inner being is going to be more submissive to me in a sense.
Okay.
And when it comes to leadership or when it comes to protecting, she would feel comfortable with me getting out there, a little 5-foot guy getting out there and getting in the front and taking a hit before she would.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because she understands that she shouldn't be doing that. It's the same reason why, if we can segue into this is how you know we're not different, we're not equal.
Okay.
And I think it should be respected as so.
Yeah.
Once we come to a sense where we understand this to be true and start exercising this more, our society will start to get better. Let me explain what I mean by that.
Well, I think our society would get better if women rule, but go ahead.
Let me tell you. Okay, let's.
No, go. You
I know
go.
you're just being a little facetious, but here's an example why you know that we're not equal.
Okay.
Here's a couple reasons why. I'll use the military for an example.
Okay.
So, it's no matter how much one political side of the party want to egg it on and say, "Oh, women should be in the battlefield and or they should go into the military and do this, that, and the other." Women can never, and it should never ever be pushed or promoted, ever be on the front line of the battlefield. Do you know why I say this? Other than the fact that they don't.
I'm a run.
You see what I'm saying?
I'm a run.
And you should. And I don't mean to get graphic, but a lot of people need to understand this because this is this argument that the feminism have pushed and pushed. But when you map this onto reality, I'll tell you what the strategic protocol for the enemy is.
Okay.
You ready to hear this?
Take out the women and children first?
No, what they're going to do is they're going to capture the women, they're going to impregnate them, and then they're going to send them back home, the bastard child. And it's going to be to it's
humiliate.
Yes, it's a humiliation tactic, and women should never, because that's actually written in one of their manifestos.
Oh wow.
That's I forgot which countries it is, but it's a majority of the countries that we would go against. It's like one of the biggest thing that they would look for.
Oh,
they would kidnap the women. They would be POWs, prisoners of war. Okay. And then they would use this strategy to overcome them. You can't. So when you're looking at it from that standpoint, it's kind of like you want to tell the feminist movement, or if you will, to shut their mouths.
Well, check this out. In Nigeria, right? I was in the car listening to the radio. It said that more than half, it was a very high percentage of babies that were birthed by the mothers were not the fathers. Mama's baby, papa's maybe. I was like,
yeah,
Nigerian women out here getting down like that?
This is interesting. Yeah, if that start to happen, they might need to look at that. Send Jerry Springer over there. You know?
Ain't that crazy?
Yeah, that is a little wild, especially. I mean, are they trying to compete with the West now, or was they trying to catch up?
I don't know, but it was such a high percentage. I could not believe what I was listening to, especially since it's such a Christian country ruled by religion.
There is quite a bit of Christianity over there. I was talking to a gentleman friend of mine. Well, actually, his fiance is from Kenya. Okay. He went on to make the argument that they're they're forcing Christianity on the people.
Let me tell you what I hate.
How that works, but
I was in somebody's house in Nigeria.
Mhm.
He had 4 white Jesuses on the wall.
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
it was 5 or 6.
I heard that's what it
and
is.
I was so pissed off.
Yeah.
And I wanted to ask, why do you have this white Jesus on your wall?
Mhm.
But because I don't know him like that, and I had to, or I felt that I wanted to respect him in his home,
Mhm.
I didn't ask. But it pissed me off.
Are you religious?
I'm spiritual.
Spiritual.
I used to preach and teach.
Okay.
And I saw too many things going on behind closed doors.
Yeah.
And when I left my 16-year marriage to a pastor, excuse my stomach, I didn't eat. I stopped going to church, and it seemed like my relationship with the Creator or God or universe, whatever people want to call that entity, became stronger and greater. And I start hearing clearly.
Okay.
And I stopped looking to other individuals for a word. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
For an
absolutely.
intuitive message or a prophetic message, or
Okay.
yeah. And I was like,
So would you say a lot of that is what shaped you later on and on who you are today?
Oh, absolutely. That's why this podcast is called 5 Times Wifed. And yes, I changed the name again, and it's the last time, okay? Because I've been married 5 times, because I was always taught, get married or burn, which is go to hell. And subconsciously, I believed I would go to hell if I was having sex and was not married.
Okay.
Isn't that crazy?
Wow. I mean, yeah, a little bit. I mean, it depends
But
on how
it's so
you look
many
at
women like that.
it.
And there's so many women, and we talk about single women, right?
Mm-hmm.
In church, waiting to be chosen. Like they're an ornament, or they're something precious sitting on a shelf.
Well, let me ask you this question,
Please.
if you don't mind.
No.
I too been married in and out of marriages. I'm actually
How many?
I'm actually on my 3rd, and it's been
High five.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's not to celebrate.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, I don't subscribe to the
We
celebration.
got 9 of it. No, people
But
are
I
having
understand.
divorce parties. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
But this third one, the first one, I have to say, I was really young and immature, and I don't want to say that. I don't want to not take accountability. I was 19 years old.
Me too.
Right?
I was forced to get married.
Really?
Yeah, I was pregnant, so it's like you get married or you get out my house.
Okay.
And I didn't know what to do.
That kind of yes.
But I'm sorry.
But the first time it happened, it was a little young and immature, and then the second time, it was all me being trying to figure out life and understand who I was as a man. So I destroyed 2 lives, if you will.
Okay.
But
I destroyed them too.
yeah.
Go ahead.
But God gave me a chance to
Okay.
recalibrate myself. So this third one, I had a better
Joke. I
understanding.
didn't destroy nobody. Go ahead.
But I have a better understanding of what marriage is supposed to be.
Yes,
Besides
yes.
the sacrament. I was going to ask you this. Through your experience of 5 times, in today's climate, would you say it would still be better to get married? Or where is your stance as it relates to marriage? Because right now, we're at an all-time low. Nobody wants to get married anymore. Everybody is, like I said, is promoting single parent.
Right.
households
Yeah,
and-
women having babies from the
and-
petri dish.
And the last I've seen,
No
that's
offense,
crazy.
y'all.
That's crazy.
I-
And the last I've seen, I want to say, women. See, there's something going on. Women initiates 75% of the divorce. 90% if you're educated, college educated women.
Wow.
These are the studies. The census shows this. And so, I'm very interested into why that is. I have my perspective of why that is, but I wanted to ask you, what do you think? Do you still think that even though we've gone through, a marriage divorce, you and I both, would you still say that it's still better to pursue marriage between a man and a woman?
I think for someone who has never been married, Also, there's something called gray marriages now.
What is that?
And I'll tell you.
Mm-hmm.
So, for someone who's never been married and has a desire to be married, I would say absolutely. Because to me, marriage is the most beautiful thing. I love being married now.
Absolutely.
Okay. But if my husband died, no, I wouldn't get married again. I'm going to spend all his money. He said I would go to Africa and get me an African man. No, I'm going to go to Asia, China, or Korea.
For what?
Because I always wanted to date Chinese or like an Asian man.
Serious?
So I've dated, okay, Asian men, but I've never been in a relationship with an Asian man. So I want to test it out. Okay. Like, I want to test that relationship out and see,
That's interesting because you don't hear that too much from sisters.
Oh, baby, I'm going over there and get me one.
Okay.
Yes, and he going to have bank.
I am a strong advocate for interracial relationships.
I'm an equal opportunist.
Yeah, a lot of our people look down on that though. I don't want to say I kind of understand why, but I don't care.
Right.
Love is love. That's when it comes down to that.
Yeah, and you love who loves you.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
Some people be like, no, I'm not dating this person, that person, and most black women tell me they're not dating white because they think that the man has a small penis. And
I think this idea is like low IQ for anybody to say such a thing.
But that's what they've said to me. I'm like, there's enhancements.
Like that's what you're looking for. Like that.
Just dick. Like you, it's so much more to marriage than sex. But for some people, sex is like so very important, and I get it.
It absolutely is because it is.
It's a way to communicate.
Well, it's the gateway to reproduction.
Yeah.
That's
you gotta make me feel good. I ain't producing nothing out of this no more.
Well,
I don't even got the stuff in there.
Well, you have
a hysterectomy.
You have children.
Yeah, I got 3. Oldest is 35.
So you served your purpose.
But why are you saying served your purpose? Some women don't even want kids, Duke. That's very misogynistic. Served your purpose.
Well, here's the thing. When I say serve your purpose, I think I say this with the most highest respect. I think that the most miraculous and beautiful thing that a woman can do, especially before expiration, is to give life.
Yeah.
Now, as far as misogynistic,
I said what you said. I didn't call you misogynistic.
But the premise of that would be the contempt or hatred towards women, and that's an absolute.
Oh yeah,
absolute,
you wouldn't be married.
Yeah. I love women. So when you hear men speak against certain behaviors, especially in today's society, when there's hookup culture and promiscuity and there's like this whole elevation of boss chick, I can do everything by myself. I reject the premise of this because for the simple fact I want better for women. And we don't have to talk about just women. We can go in on men. We can go in on the men because.
Well, tell me something about the men. What they need to do?
Okay, so first of all, I think what men
come
need
back
to
in
do,
the camera. Like no, you good.
first, what we need to do is run.
Oh no.
I think there needs to be some recalibrations as it come down to men. First of all, I think men need to get back into the house, get back into the children's lives.
Yes.
That's the number one thing that we need to do as men, so that we can continue to raise men.
Yeah.
Then you have to recalibrate your whole worldview and mind thought process. What that looks like is, what is your responsibility as a man? Do words offend you? And if they do, you need to find out what makes you that weak, that a word can disrupt your whole inner being of who you are and disrupt your whole nature and make you act a certain way. Once men can get back to calibrating that and getting back into the home, you will start to become a more respectful individual by society. And when they see this, the youth will start to follow. Because what happens is when a man starts doing this, is it starts to reflect on other people. And the undeniable thing is to see the facial expressions on people who admire what you're doing. So that's a win.
Men right now are too emotional, right? There's no, as they call it, emotional intelligence. And that's why we see, in my opinion, more young men and men, older men, killing their significant others or killing women who quote unquote reject them. Everyone's rejected. Like, I created my show in 2013. I have been rejected from 2013 to 2025. I would have like jumped off of a roof.
You never broke anything or hurt anybody?
Because
of it?
No, not because of that. No, hell no. I just keep going.
So
and trust God.
So Cheron, what you just said is an irrefutable fact. Yes. Men are more emotional, and when men are emotional, it's not a good thing. They start breaking shit, or they end up in jail, or worse, dead. So the question is, what's happening there, and why this is?
They're saying the food, they're putting things in the food. I don't know. You know, I mean, I believe the food is killing us, but I don't know if what they're putting in the food is changing people's hormones. So I don't know.
So here, that's very interesting.
But people need to heal. But go ahead.
Yes, absolutely. That's very interesting that you mentioned the food source. I mean, if you can think it, I think that the most evil people who are in power can actually make it happen.
Oh yeah.
So the studies show, and this you know, and we're not gonna get all off into like you know, a conspiracy theory or anything like this, but studies show, for example, bisphenol A.
Okay.
That's called
what is that?
That's BPA or bisphenol A is it's a substance, or not substance, but it's a component that they've been putting on either plastics that can contaminate foods.
Okay.
The studies showed that, for example, they did some studies on like frogs, and they kept them in a container, which is made from bisphenol A, the chemical. That's what I was getting at. And the study showed that the male frogs started to become more docile, and then they started to reject the females.
See?
And then they would actually try to kill the female or try to harm them.
And that's what's happening in society.
But guess what bisphenol A was in?
What?
Until you start seeing BPA free on all the labels, all the plastics. They was doing that on baby nipples and baby bottles for the longest.
Wow.
Until they started going BPA free. When you go to the supermarket next time, go, or any kind of appliance store where you're going to buy something, look at the products. It'll say BPA free.
Okay.
Right? That's why you
That's
get a lot of that.
That's crazy. Yeah. So I want to get back to what the great divorce is.
Yes.
A great divorce is people our age or older, like you just come home one day and say, I'm done. I want to live the rest of my life as my best life. And this ain't it. And people are doing it. They're just walking away.
So walking away from marriage?
From marriage. They're like, I want to live my best life. I don't like you. I stayed with you for perhaps the kids or whatever. I can't take this shit no longer.
Happening? I haven't heard.
Just all over. I heard Oprah talking about it. It's a new phenomenon called the gray marriage.
Yeah.
And it's interesting.
Yeah, it's a problem. It's a problem when I hear people like Oprah talk about such things. I'll tell you why.
She's not married.
Well, that's that too.
By choice, though.
But here's the thing: this idea that you just up and all of a sudden just destroy what you've invested, and to do what?
But I agree with it.
Roam the earth alone?
So I agree with it. Let me tell you why I agree with it. I agree with it because so many people are staying in situations that aren't conducive to their health or their well-being. And why stay just to save face for society? Like in Nigeria, right? They say, I'm going to say South Africa because we're casting now in South Africa.
Okay.
A young lady was telling me that the man was beating her. He was kicking her in the face and the stomach while she was pregnant. And her family told her to stay because culturally, you're supposed to stay and it will pass. Yes. Right? So
Yeah, I don't agree to that. That's damaging. Yes,
Yeah, but
we can agree to that.
whatever could be damaging to your mental health, you just don't like the person. You hate the person, and you've just stayed there because society told you to stay. To me, it's like, no, go and live your best life because we only get one here that we know of.
Mm-hmm.
But I think we might come back because I know I've been here before.
You think you
Like
you
deja
believe in
vu.
reincarnation or something?
I believe in deja vu because I know I've been here at certain places and I've actually communicated to
deep.
people
That's deep.
like this. I was working at a dental office in Philly, and I was like to the dentist, I said, "Oh, I worked with you before." She was like, "Oh, when?" I said, "Oh, about 10 years ago." She said, "We weren't here." But I knew I came in that same way. I knew the colors of her office, and I know I sound crazy to her, but I was there before.
Very interesting. Well, I'm not going to question that because that's your experience, and I've experienced some pretty strange things myself that I can't even explain.
Tell me one.
So, well,
Out of body?
Well, no, not out of body, but there was a young lady that I was dating.
Okay.
I'll give you this story.
Okay.
There was a young lady I was dating back in my time.
Mm-hmm.
Now I knew that from my great grandmother. I heard stories that she had this intuition thing, and then my mother's experience. My mother had experienced some of this stuff. So while I'm dating this young lady, I'm out of town, and I have this big turn off about gambling and stuff like that, or playing the lottery.
Okay.
And then just out of nowhere, something hit me, and I picked up the phone. And I'm like, so I called her. I'm like, why did you gamble? Why did you buy a lottery ticket? I just out of the blue.
Okay.
And she got scared and freaked out, like,
oh wow,
who watching me type stuff. I'm like,
okay.
Why did you say that? And she's like, no, no, what?
You just knew.
Yeah. And it was that day. I want to say it was about within 20 minutes or so. She had previously with her mother went and picked up one of those little tickets from the gas station, and it was weird. It was weird. So that was one of my little weird universe experience.
But you know what's funny? Like, I always tell women, go with your gut. Like, I feel like God gave, especially women, a gut feeling like something is off. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be like, go with your gut. But it's very rare that I hear a man say, oh, my intuition kicked in. So that's interesting.
Yeah. Perhaps it wasn't the best choice of word.
No, I loved
if you're
it,
going to be a manly man. But
no, it's okay.
Yeah.
What would you call it then? What would you say in a different setting?
I don't know.
My prophetic?
Yeah, maybe.
My psychic?
Yeah, my psychic. My third eye.
Yeah. Oh, yes. I love the third eye.
My third eye kicked in. Yeah.
So I'm blind.
The thing that we were taught to shut. To shut it down. And teach you that it was bad. They try to scare you into. I mean, I'm getting into that. It's interesting. So I'm still trying to figure all that stuff out.
So I'm blind in my right eye.
Okay.
Right. But I tell people, don't fuck with me because I see with this one. So I got you with this one and this one. So, yeah, I can see you.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
That's right. That's right. You heard it. Don't mess with it.
That's right. Don't fuck with it.
Yeah.
It can tell you some stuff. But it has to do with the pineal gland.
The pineal gland, yeah.
When I left church, well, it really started opening up in church.
Mm-hmm.
But when I left the building called the church, that's when it really became enhanced. Yeah, like the dreams, everything. Like in my phone, people have contacted me on TikTok, or not TikTok, especially Facebook. Do you remember you told me this years ago? First of all, I don't even remember you. And then they'll be like, oh, it happened.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, wow, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, it's happening,
Do you do it like that?
Yeah, it happens
Are you a
lot.
seer? I'm sorry.
Perhaps, I think I get a lot of it in my dream.
Okay.
Like I have some very, very strong, enhanced dreams, at times. And throughout, I mean, not just now, but just when I was a child growing up, I was able to see things that I was able to use to kind of like steer my path throughout the days, and it seemed like it worked. So
that's powerful.
I don't know if that's being a seer or not, but
I
But
think
these
that's
things
what
happen.
it is.
You know, we're starting to see more. We're going to start to see more and more of the supernatural or the unexplained happen to us, because I do think that we're coming towards something is getting ready to happen for sure.
Yeah.
The end of the days, you got the government talking about aliens now, like for real, like
Yeah,
for real.
yeah.
You got like stuff that's floating outer space, and I'm still trying to figure out. Like, I don't believe that we're the only ones here.
Oh
can't be.
no,
This galaxy,
definitely no.
millions of galaxies,
Yeah.
and billions on top of billions of stars and other planets. I mean, why would we be the only ones? You know?
Yeah, like I totally believe you.
Yeah.
And I think it's so amazing to know that there's other things or beings on this earth. Like, and I would like to meet one. Like, hey, so I have to ask you, like, when you're alone, do you ever feel like the presence of someone, or you'll see someone or something in your peripheral, and you'll turn around and they're not there, but you know they were there?
That used to happen a lot when I was younger.
Okay.
And I think the reason why is because there's a certain innocence
Okay.
that we were allowed to see. Like right now, I can't, I haven't seen or noticed or felt any presence.
Okay.
Probably because there might be, a rejection on my end,
Okay.
but I don't know. I think I kind of like it that way,
Really?
in a sense, because I think that some things are better not known. I think it's like one of those things when what you don't know won't hurt you.
Okay.
But then it's like what you don't know might kill you. You got that too.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? Like sometimes I'll feel a presence in the house, or I'll see it, and I'll just be like, "Hey, who are you?" or whatever. Is that you, Dad? Or yeah.
Have you felt any? I mean, when you felt this presence, have you had any uneasy feelings? Or
No, not lately.
so it's all been peaceful.
Not lately.
Okay, so
I feel like
that
someone.
might be a good energy.
A good energy. My angelic being is watching over me. They're coming maybe to say hello. I don't know.
Okay.
But I welcome them.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that most people don't talk about these type of things, but like you said, that I totally agree with. We're coming into this spiritual age. I love the fact that a lot of people are stepping away from traditional Christianity, and that they're learning to be open to the spiritual realm. Part of the reason I did that, I was at the gym, and I talked about this last podcast, and this beat, it was an Afro Latino beat. It came on, and that same feeling I would get when I was about to shout in church, I literally felt that, and I wanted to run around the gym.
So there was some godly connection through the music, the instruments, or the pattern of the beat, perhaps.
I felt like I was connecting to my ancestors.
That could be.
Yeah, like I think when people are speaking in tongues, that they could either be speaking to God or to their ancestors.
That's deep. That's deep. Yeah.
Yeah, and I welcome that. So I don't believe everything I've been taught anymore.
Yeah, I don't either, because I mean there's a clear understanding to me that the individuals who were in power at the time, who didn't allow us to have certain things, would give us that religion.
Yes.
And then, not to mention the letter J. Now, if we're talking about the name
there.
Jesus, 1500s is when the letter J was created. And if we're going to be followers of Christ, like for us Christians out there, I wonder why the Christian community and the churches don't long for the original name, because it's watered down. If you ask me, and this idea to convince us that no matter what, it's just the evolution of language. No, if your name is Cheron, and I don't understand English or your language, you introduce yourself to me as Cheron.
Yes.
I should be able to say your name and spell it whatever it is.
Right.
I should be able to say what it is.
Right.
I shouldn't change it or transliterate it 3 times later on, so it can lose the actual value that was given to you in the first place.
And the crazy thing about King James, he was a bisexual.
Yes, he was fond of men. He was interested in men.
And boys too.
And he also wrote a lot of. He was also
witchcraft book.
Yeah, he was into demonology. You know, this is not to poop on him, or he was king. And at first, I thought that he was doing it. Validating scrolls and stuff, since he is the king. But I like to beg to differ on that now. You should have some type of conviction of of a goodness, if you're going to represent it. So that whole thing is a little weird. His mother was, I think they had her.
He killed her.
She was beheaded.
Yeah. See, we on the same path, bro.
I've been on her ship out in Long Beach, California.
Wow.
Yeah, the Queen Mary.
Okay.
And it still exists. So they made a big museum / hotels in there.
Oh, wow.
They got this tour where they got like this supernatural tour. They go on, because a lot of people wouldn't know, but a lot of her men committed suicide by jumping off at sea. And they got like a whole section where they share all that stuff. It's pretty crazy.
Oh, I would love to experience that.
Yeah, I've been there a few times.
But what about the last slave ship called Jesus? Yeah.
I've been delving into that, but and I want to continue to look, because I don't know how much of it was true, but I did come across that.
Yeah.
For sure, they've been talking about it. So, if this is to be true, it's disgusting.
Yeah.
It's disgusting, and again, I want to know, if I'm going to follow God as he walked the earth here, I want to know what his original name was, 2,000 years ago. What did they call him? Because if he came here today, I don't think he would respond to that. He would be upset, actually.
I want to tap more into African spirituality.
Yeah.
Because I find that a lot of things that Christians do, my mom has done, that they come from hoodoo voodoo, like sweeping the bad energy out the house. Because I remember my mom was so mad at my ex-husband. She opened the door, she got the broom, she like, sweeping these demons out the house. Just stuff like that, anointing windows and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of those things are things that the practitioners or the people who worship that way did. So I just want to know what my ancestors did, because I think we were taught that what they did was bad or devilish, or
Perhaps this is what the secret societies or the Freemasonries, the secrecy, sworn secrecy, is keeping away from the people.
They'll
paint the image or the picture of it being wrong so that you can not be able to share that power.
And it was powerful.
Yeah, I still don't agree with it, only because if you don't know what you're doing when you mess with this, or go down that path, you can open up that vortex, gateway to portal to demons.
That's true. I just want God.
Yeah. There's definitely some demon possession.
I believe that.
I've seen it firsthand. I've seen people have to undergo certain, spiritual treatment to try to have a cast out. So I've seen some crazy stuff, but.
So I like to talk about a trending topic. So the trending topic is this. There was a young man on, and you might have seen this video, a young man on Instagram, and he was talking about how when he was in 8th grade, he was having sex with his pastor. So I posted it on one of my pages, and it went viral.
Pedophilia.
So, and he was like, he didn't think it was bad.
He, as in the pastor, or
no, the young man. Like, he was like nonchalantly, "Oh, I had sex with my pastor," but I don't think that he realized that he was assaulted or raped as a child.
I would question whether that was his first experience or if someone got him there first.
Okay.
In other words,
the pastor or him, because the pastor probably been doing it.
If it wasn't the pastor, if it was someone else that may have introduced him, but if it was the pastor, it was probably like an incremental grooming, like, what I'm saying, like little by little, because this is why children should be protected at all times.
At all times,
they're so innocent.
Yes.
They don't know better.
Yes.
This can happen to anyone, and so of course, throughout time, of so much exercising this grooming, if you will, the child will become a little bit more and more acceptance of accepting
Yeah.
of it.
I think it's
Unfortunately,
a very sad situation. When I posted it, I said, "This is my why." So I don't know if you know about the show. That's what X's of Houston that I created. Well, it's the Preacher's Exes franchise, and that's what
yes,
we're
I think I
casting
might have
for.
came across that
So
on your IG.
yeah,
IG.
that's why I created the show, so people would have a voice. Those who have once been silenced.
Yes.
So I think it's horrible that this young man had to experience that as a child.
Absolutely.
You know.
What was the story? Did the preacher get dealt with?
Oh, so he just said it a few days ago. He just came out with this information. So from what me reading on the thread said, that the pastor is now under investigation because of this, because there's no statutory length.
Yeah, limit of
limit of something.
statute.
Yes, limit of
statute of limitation.
Yes. So he's being investigated now. So I'm glad about that. So I always ask, is there anything that you would like to ask me? You get one question to ask.
Okay.
And it could be anything.
How much time do we have to go into it?
Which part? Asking me?
When I ask you.
Oh, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a perspective that I'd like to share with the audience, but I want to ask you in this question form here.
Okay.
How do you feel about abortion? And I think we tapped into this before in the past.
And I think this is another reason we got mad at each other. I think women's body, woman's choice. That's just my perspective about it. And if someone doesn't want a child, one, they should protect themselves from having a child. But then two, people are raped and get pregnant. So I definitely believe that, if someone doesn't want a child from that, especially, then do what you have to do. Yeah, I wouldn't keep a baby from someone that sexually assaulted me. I would not.
Yeah. I think, in all due respect,
okay.
I do respect that. I think there should absolutely be some exceptions.
Okay.
Whether it's, the health of the mother, of the well-being, the mental state of the mother, like in this case of, SA, sexual assault. I think these things should definitely be looked at. However, my perspective and worldview when I look at this abortion phenomenon in its entirety is that it's a trap.
Okay.
And I think I might have touched on this before. I tried to get you to see this perspective, but let me try to break it down again. So if you go to, or the audience, if you go to numberofabortions.com, it'll give you a live clock.
Okay.
From the moment you open it, it's a universal database that calculates or quantify or counts how many abortions are being done
legally.
No, it's what's being counted.
Well, when people have backdoor abortions, like
nobody's doing that.
Yes, they are.
I will be surprised if you can find me a case like that. But right now, especially here in the West.
No, not here.
I mean, actually, you can see it
not
globally.
Here.
So this is how you know it's happening. It's being counted. We're taking into account when they go and get seen. They get their name down.
Right.
They get that. They go into the database there. I think it's a trap, and they're using women to be outraged. Men are telling us what to do with our body, but the trap is this. Our people. If we're talking about Black America, our people have been finessed the most into encouraging us to destroy our own offspring since 1973.
Yeah, what's the clinic that everyone goes to? Planned Parenthood. That was their purpose.
Yeah, and historically we bring it back to Margaret Sanger, and the eugenics program. She's Margaret Sanger, the actual KKK neo-Nazi racist. Blacks are nothing but weeds of the earth and should be exterminated.
Right.
But fast forward today, here we are participating into our own human sacrifice of our own people. Well, what I'm trying to get us to realize is that we should look at that.
Okay.
Instead of the whole my body, my choice. Guess what? That's a liberal talking point to encourage us to.
But it is our choice.
But, and the argument is not that.
Okay.
My thing is to fall into the trap of the more you say this, it becomes something. But yes, it is your choice. But think about this for a minute. How often do you get men that try to say we shouldn't abort these children, especially the black family? Now, let's talk about the black family alone.
They be like, rah, go for it.
Yeah, that's a problem. That's the problem. So here in the closing, guess what? Watch this. So our people, we say we're the minority. We've always been the minority in number. From 1973, when Roe v. Wade first started, all the way up to now, we are over 20 million black aborted babies. So if you take those numbers and you factor in 13.7% of the population, Black America, and you factor in that, guess what? We're not the minority in number.
Okay, are we the minority now? Because people are saying that black and brown people are not the minority now. We still are?
Yes.
I'm going to have to look at the data.
Well, white America is number one in trumping in numbers, and then you have Hispanics. Hispanics in number is higher than blacks. Then you got Asian and other, which is almost minuscule in percentage.
So what I would like to say regarding this whole abortion thing is I don't think that women should use abortion as a form of birth control.
Contraceptive.
Like, to me, that's disgusting.
Okay.
Protect yourself, and that way not the baby, but you don't have to keep going through that traumatic experience, because I think abortion could be traumatic. I had one.
It absolutely is. I too, and I want to say, I actually encouraged this back when I was a young man, and I feel right now as I've grown very disgusted. That's why I'm a strong advocate against it.
The crazy thing is, I had an abortion, but I got pregnant the next month. It was like, what was the point? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you were young. You were just young. That's all. You were just young,
maybe
young lady,
21,
trying to figure out life. We all make mistakes and do things that we'll later on regret. We have to grow from.
Yeah, I mean, it's just part of my life story, and to be honest, I don't regret anything about my life.
That's right.
Anything. So I gotta ask you this. So This is my book.
Let's go.
134 Reasons You Can't Find a Man.
Oh boy.
So you pick a number.
I pick a number,
and then we'll talk about it real quick, and then we'll end.
Any number from 1.
Any number.
All right, let's go with 52.
Okay, find 52 and see what it says.
All right, let's go.
And it's basically a journal for women to actually go through the book. It's a healing book.
I like it.
Go through it and write down your why, if this applies to you.
Okay, number 52. Should I read it out?
Yeah, please.
So number 52. Reason is you have too many rules that you follow.
So I believe that rules are made to be broken.
Okay.
And a lot of the rules that we follow have been handed down to us from our grandparents, from our parents, and from their parents. And they're rules that just don't make sense.
Doesn't map onto today's reality.
Yeah. So you create your own rules that you live by in your relationship.
I like that.
What you like, what you don't like. And that comes with discovery or rediscovery of self.
That's a given, and I like that take.
Thank
I
you.
actually like that take.
Thank you.
Great job, bro. Good job on that.
I appreciate
I couldn't have said it better. I couldn't have said it better.
Thank you.
Go pick up that book, too. Cheron K. Griffin.
So on the website.
134 Reasons You Can't Find a Man.
And women get mad at me for this book, but these guys, I was on a really great podcast, and they said to me, "You're the marriage code cracker." So I literally went and ran with that title, the marriage code cracker.
Mm.
Because I tell women all the time, baby, if my husband died today, I can get married probably next week. But anyway, I mean, I'm not,
Are we
because we
closing?
already said, yeah, say what you got to say.
Let me say this in closing. Since I've gotten the chance to learn and meet Cheron, this is what I would say to all the women, especially the younger ladies out there. I would very, very much so encourage you to follow the footsteps of a woman like this,
Thank
who
you.
know how to rise above chaos and disorder, uh, the pain and the things that she may have gone through in her life, and to get back on that horse, that wild horse,
Yes.
get back on that horse and do the right thing and find the right path
Yes.
that will take her the rest of the journey. She's living proof that she conquered the world and she's still conquering it. So salute to you on that, Cheron.
Thank
Salute.
you. I'm trying my
And
best.
thank you for having me.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you for honoring me, for being here with your presence. Like I said, I need to come in the studio and create my theme song
Yes.
for this podcast.
I
And
got you.
also, I want to learn how to sing.
I'm a vocal
as
coach, so
well.
I'll put you up on game on it. Yeah.
All
We
right.
can definitely go, and go over some things. I can show you some things. We can unlock some sounds that you don't even know that you can use, that you
Okay.
didn't know you were capable of. So
I
that's what it's all about.
appreciate that. Brag on yourself, because you've worked with some very, very heavy hitters, and you did not say that.
I didn't.
Why?
Just kind of like out of sight, out of mind.
Come on now.
Okay, so back in my day, I got signed to Dr. Dre's Aftermath. He was just leaving Death Row Records, and the independent record label that I was with, which was called Longevity Records, ran by a couple guys that I had the pleasure of knowing. They were actually good friends and close friends to Eazy-E and his people. They were running an independent record label and then negotiating with Dre at the time, and I didn't know. I was with a singing group called Who's Who. So when we finally got signed back in 95, I'm going to say like 94, 95, it was so wonderful. So my journey there in the music industry on a professional level was just amplified, and I was just going crazy. I can remember being into all kind of magazines with Jay-Z,
Yes.
96, Word Up, Right On, and Black Beat. Those were the, urban hip-hop and R&B magazines at the time, so I'm old school. I got to meet a lot of celebrities, since then.
You're a celebrity.
Yeah. I'm old school, has been, could have been. But in my own way, if you will. But I just took that journey, things didn't work out in the music industry, for whatever reason. But I got back on that horse.
Yay.
And now I'm doing it for the people. I'm, the upcoming artists. I love to give whatever I didn't do to them. And when I see my work happening through them or through their lens, it feels so great. So salute to all of those upcoming artists, singers, songwriters, producers, R&B, hip hop, whatever it is, whatever genre. That's what I do.
Oh, I love it. But here in Houston, you work with some heavy hitters too.
Yeah, like Cheron.
No, not
Houston,
forget me.
Hollywood.
Yes. Shout out to Houston, Hollywood.
Yes.
Tiffany Tifco.
Yep, Tiff, and the crew. I've been around. There's a few names out there. I'm
Look
probably
at you. You did the black man thing right there.
I'm just I'm forgetful now.
It's okay.
I have a lot of, they call it writer's block, but I have mind block, memory. I'm starting to have memory loss.
Okay.
Not on the medical. It hasn't been medical.
Right,
But
right.
I'm just self-proclaiming that because I'm 52 now.
Oh my God, you're a baby. I'm 55 and I don't have no memory loss. We're going to let him have the memory loss. And check this out. I'm starting to have them sweats again. So, in closing, how can people reach out to you? How can they find you?
You can find me like on my Instagram, Trackbox Studio, or at Trackbox Studio. You'll find my Instagram right there, and all my connections are there. Definitely hit me up. Let's network. Let's make it happen. At Trackbox Studio.
Yay! And I am your girl, Cheron K. Griffin, a.k.a. Madam Butterfly. I hope that you're flapping your wings, flap, baby, all around this world. If you need dating and relationship coaching, I got you. If you need matchmaking, baby, I got you. If you want to travel with me to Nigeria 2026, I'm taking 9 women only, and we're going to have a blast. Okay, we're going to have a blast.
Interesting.
5-star week. Yes,
That sounds like that's going to be interesting.
It is, honey. The men's is waiting. Okay, the men's is waiting for you. High value men. Okay, lots of high value men over there. You know, just like the brothers do the passport bros. We doing passport sis.
I'm not mad at that. Wherever love can be found, go get it. Go get it.
Yes, but you know what? When you don't find love, when you connect with someone and you don't find love, you can find business.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? You can find a best friend or you can find a lover. So make that make sense. Yeah. You know, so thank you for tuning in to episode number 2 of 5 Times Wifey, and that is the final name for the podcast. Have a blessed and wonderful day. Bye.
Take care.